Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel, and today in this video we are going to look at few important concepts in Inertia.js around page building. So the first thing is layouts, then we'll go into what are persistent layouts, and the third is what are nested layouts. Okay, so let's get started first by understanding what is the requirement of layouts. Why do we need layouts? Okay, so as you can see here right now, my entire navigation is based on a few links that I have. Okay. But really, I don't have any way to navigate easily. And if I have too many pages, then it becomes very difficult. Now, typically in any application, the page structure is that you have some common area. For example, if I go to this site, you will see there is this header, there is this left sidebar, right sidebar, and then there is the main content area, right? So if we want to mimic something similar in Inertia, we can utilize the concept of layouts. So let's go into my JavaScript and I'll create a file, layout.view. I'll have a template, and inside this template, what I will do is add some markup. So what do we have in here? I have a main tag. I will have a header. I will have an article. Okay. And for now, let's just say this is header. This is content area, something like this. And now if I go here, nothing will happen, obviously. How do we use this? If I go to home, if I import the layout, and now if I put everything inside the layout, what will happen? Let's see. I go to home page and suddenly the home page content is gone. What I can only see is this is header and this is content area. Okay. This is not exactly what we wanted. We wanted some kind of a navigation, right? And then the rest of the content should follow. Well, that's where the views slot comes into picture. Okay. So we have a slot. This basically means what view will do is it will follow this template, and then in this slot, it will understand which component it is, and it will take everything inside this and it will literally paste it over here. Okay, that's what it will do. So let's see if that works. Yes, I can see this. I can go to profile. Now you can see that the header is gone because it is not following the layout, correct? So why don't we change our profile page as well? I have to import layout and then open close layout, put it here, and now I have a header for home and I have a header for the profile as well, correct? Which basically means if I come down to this particular thing, I can do certain things like if I have a script tag which is a setup, and then I import I'll have href. This is home. This is profile. And yeah, this should work, right? This is working. Honestly, this layout looks horrible. Let me add a few small CSS styling, because what I realized is if you see my view appblade.php, I'm not loading the CSS file. So I'll have to do that, and I'll get the tailwind files, right? This is working, and I will have a div in here. Just keep the basic structure consistent, and I'll add a few classes. Okay, I have this, which basically takes everything over here. And just to understand things a bit better, what I will do is I'll have a class with p 2 and maybe BG red 100, and just don't think too much about the styling right now. What we are trying to capture is the flow and not any beautification. Okay, so this is our layout, and you can see I can click on profile, but it is not going. Why is that the case? um it's a little weird, isn't it? Should have worked. Is there an error somewhere? I made a mistake. No, doesn't look like that. So it is going to home this. However, the navigation profile, oh yes. Yeah, both the links were correct, I mean the same, so it was not taking anywhere. But I can now go between those two pages just to make things even better. What I can do is I'll have something there. uh, Justify between, okay, and just have class pr2. Okay, between. Perfect. So this is some kind of an header, and I can see that this is available on the profile and the home page. So this is how we are able to utilize the layout component in a way so that multiple pages can inherit the same layout. Now, the next thing which I said is persistent layout. Okay, well, it's a feature, but let's understand why do we need a persistent layout. Okay, so I'll add a few lines of Vue.js code to make you understand some of the limitations first, and then we will look at the way to solve that. Constant count equals ref 0. Okay, I'm defining a variable. This is a reactive variable which I can put in here. Span count and do this. Okay, so what will happen is it will show a count over here, and also I will do on click of this span count plus plus. So this is an expression. What I'm saying is I'm adding an event that when this span is clicked, you increment the count value by 1. So what happens is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, which is fine. This is how the Vue framework works. But the moment I click on home, the count is 0. So the example which I said, that if a persistent layout, sorry, I haven't given the example, my bad. If we have a website, or if you have seen certain websites like Spotify, any audio player sites like Ghana.com, or even YouTube, the mini player which comes up, you are able to navigate between different pages, but that player continues to remain there. It can maintain its state. If we think about it, we are trying to achieve something very similar. But when we go to one page from another, the state is gone. The 0 can literally be 3, and you can see when I'm on home it is 3, on profile it is 3. But when I do 7 and go back to home, it is initialized with the same value that was at the start. But if you want to persist this, what we can do is we have to tweak our code a little bit to get the persistent layout advantage. I will first of all, this is the layout file, not here. Inside home, I'll add the script tag. I'll steal it from here and put it here. And then we will do export default. We have a property called layout, and we will define the layout over here. This basically means now I don't need a layout inside my template. I'm defining that the layout for this component is this. Now, on the home page or in the profile page, you will not see any immediate difference. Okay, but let me do this for profile as well. Okay, so on profile, I have this. Okay, and the last piece, we do that. And now if I relaunch my application, count is on 3. I increment till 10. I go to profile, and now can you see the value doesn't change? The value continues to be 10 because now it's a persistent layout. This component is maintaining or persisting its state. This is very useful for the audio player kind of things, or even if you want to have notifications and stuff on top, right? This will really be very helpful for you. And now the last piece, which is nested layouts. Okay. Now, to be very honest, I am still not able to comprehend when I will use a nested layout. Um, I mean, maybe because of my limited UI capabilities, but you do have the option. So how does that work is what we will understand. So right now we have a layout.view. Okay. And in that slot, we know that the component which is using that layout will, this template will be rendered inside that slot. Now, if I have one more layout called nested layout.view, if I have a template and I'll say this is nested content, and then I'll add my slot. So now if I go to home, in here I'll convert this to an array and import nested layout, copy this, add it over here, save, go to my application, and can you see now there's one extra thing called this is nested content. Why is this the case? Because what is happening is when the home page says that it has nested layout where the first one is layout and then inside that we have nested layout, the view rendering engine understands that inside the slot first, the first level of nesting should go. So what we will do is whatever is there inside this template goes in this slot. And then inside this slot comes the content of home, because that is the last nested layout, which basically means if I remove this slot on the home page, what only remains is this is nested content, because home page is saying that this is the second level of nesting. This div is here, but this nested layout has no slot. So those content will not be rendered. And hence, if I now undo and get back my slot, I'll immediately see this content coming up over here. And this is what is the use of a nested layout. Now, as I said, I'm not very clear when I will use it. Maybe that's my limitation. You guys can comment below, tell me how you can use nested layout. But yeah, these are the 3 concepts that I wanted to cover in this video. And yeah, if you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.